One, two, 1, 2. It's your boy Shea Butter inside the Shea Butter Lounge. We're gonna do something a little different tonight on this Friday evening or Friday night. Uh, we're gonna go into the like podcast mode. We're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about role reversals. We're gonna talk a little bit about everything. We're gonna have a little bit of music in there in between, but we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty in your Chicago city or whatever city you may be at or listening to this podcast at. I got my homegirl Danny. She's somewhere out there, and we're gonna get into some real nice conversation, some adult conversation between uh, myself, her, and whoever else may chime in on this late hour in the city. Like I say, you inside the Shea Butter Lounge, cocktails and conversation. Please let us know what you're drinking on, what you're sipping on out there, and wherever you may be. Hopefully, you're being safe, especially if you live inside the city of Chicago, if you live in Kankakee, or if you live in Georgia, or if you're down in Mississippi, Louisiana. That's where all my roots are stemming from. I said, let's get into this cocktails and conversation. First up, let's see who we got. Let me check and see what's. Oh, somebody hand in already. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Let me put that back up there. Let's see what we got. Going over this way, over to that way, and all in between. Let's see who that is. We got my homeboy Michael Barner in the building from up here, but he's down there raising his two baby girls. Go ahead, big ups to you, brother. Big ups to you. Let's see, where's my homegirl Danny at? I don't see her out there just yet. Let's see, where's my homegirl Danny at? I don't see her out there. Okay, we got three live. So until I see her chime in, we're gonna go with the uh first first question of the evening. First question of the evening will go as far as is is it possible to make your partner insecure? We're gonna go with that question. It seems to be a lot on people's mind. Is it possible to make your partner insecure? We got the address line open. If you want to get on and say anything to that particular question, is it possible to make your partner insecure? You got the flow. Okay, we got my homegirl Danny. She chiming in right now. So the first question of the E: is it possible to make your partner insecure? That's what we're talking about tonight. Let me slide this up a little bit. Sorry about that. Is it possible to make your partner insecure? I mean, if you got a girlfriend, if you got a boyfriend, is it possible in your eyes to make your partner, not you, but is it possible to make your partner insecure? Some people saying no, 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 no way. So, hey, Mike, since you saying no, can you express why you saying no, my brother? So you saying if dealing with a weak-minded person, okay, I can see that. I can see it. Hey, Miss Danny, what you say? Can you expound on that? As opposed to just saying absolutely not. Actually, I'm gonna bring the two of you all. I'm gonna bring y'all on live. Let me tweak something right quick so I can actually hear you all speak. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So, hey, Mike, I'm gonna send you a link, and Danny, I'm gonna send you a link too, where I can actually hear you all's speech on this particular topic. Is it possible to make your partner insecure? I'm gonna have to disagree. With the no. I actually think it is possible, to, kind of make somebody insecure, especially like Mike said, with it, some people are weak minded out there when it comes to different situations in their life and how people perceive things. Um, Especially if they don't have no have they I want to say have your own backbone. So I think it is a possibility. It's a slight possibility, but I think there is a possibility that people can make people feel insecure in their relationships with one another. I'm sitting up here with this orange shirt on. I feel like a pumpkin. And yeah, I just sent you a link. With that link, you should be able to come exactly on. It will hide your face and all the other good stuff if you don't want to be seen. But you can come on. I just sent the link to you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I understand that, Mike. I remember seeing the Cat Chronicles, and that was a pretty funny stand up at that. You know, self esteem. Sometimes people, I think people. This is just me saying. I think people have a way of presenting themselves in such a way to where it seems like they had that self-esteem, but sometimes really don't have that self-esteem about themselves. You know, yes, it's self-esteem of self. I get that, but some people, especially when they dealing in relationships, they don't have like that sure self-esteem of self. They have that where they need to lean on somebody else to make them feel like somebody else, or make them feel like they something more than they not. I like that, Danielle, or Miss Danny, excuse me. I called about her government cheese name. Miss Danny said a person already is fighting with insecurities already. I believe that. I see that on the daily basis when people are fighting within themselves. That's a true statement, Miss Danny. I appreciate your comment. Okay, the browser won't support it. If it's another way to get you in there, hold on a second. I'll see if I can tag the both of y'all in at one time. Let's see how we can get in there. I definitely appreciate y'all comments on that. We moving right. Hey, Danny, do me a favor. That one topic you was we was talking about. Can you post that right quick? We got my man Jeremiah Dixon in the building. Where you want to be travel? If anybody is looking for travel, definitely see that man. He has a fleet of Cadillacs. He'll get you anywhere you want to be in a clean, safe fashion. If you need to be dropped off at the airport, if you're going out on a date with you and your girl, make sure you check out Jeremiah Dixon. Where you want to be travel. Okay. Hey, Mike, I see you. Danny, she just posted that one comment. We was talking about that a little bit earlier. She says, "Do you believe the roles have changed in dating nowadays? Do you believe the roles have changed in dating?" Um, I think I'm gonna take a stab at that. Um, I think the roles have changed a little bit, or sometimes a lot bit when it comes to dating the opposite sex. As far as females, as far as the way the world is set up, when it comes to having an independent female. Me on I don't frown or frown on if a woman makes more than me. I don't frown on that. I mean that ain't really, that just shows you, her drive is where it's at for her. That shouldn't have anything against you. Her drive is she driving her car straight forward. You driving your car sideways or criggly lines. But I think roles have changed when it comes to dating. In the society that we live in these days. What about you, Danny? What do you say about your post? What is your comment, young lady? Hey, Danny, when you get a chance, I just posted it onto your messenger. If you can get that post, it should come up. Hey, Danny, when you get a chance, I just posted it onto your messenger. If you can get that post, it should come up. Hey, that is the question. Are there are the roles has the roles changed in the society that we live in when it comes to dating? Has the roles changed? You see it now? It should be still up. Uh, Actually, because it's like the seconds and the minutes is. I'm gonna send you a new link. Invite new guests. Yes, that link is. I'm gonna send it back to where you was at. Mm, I can hear you through my ear. Say something. I can hear you through my ear. I can hear you. Say something. I can hear you through my ear. I can hear you. Say something. Okay, here we go. I can hear you through my ear. I can hear you. Say. So getting back to that one topic Miss Danny has put out there, as far as roles being changed when it comes to dating. The gentleman, Mr. Michael Bonner, let's see what he conveyed. He said, this is his answer to that question or to the statement. Of course, and really, it's not a bad thing. It's just the way y'all teach others. We must remember we are not better than the other person. We are, and vice versa. The problem comes when the one making money treats the other beneath them. What you think about that, Danny? You, you think you think that has some validity to it when it when one is making more money than the other, they try to belittle the other person. Say the last one. Say the last statement one more time. Okay, I understand. I mean that is true. You know, I, me personally, I think before you get into anything as far as relationship wise, um, you have to clear the hurt that you've gone through before you do anything. Because if you still hurting and you get into a relationship with somebody, you bring that hurt from whatever or from whomever hurt you into that relationship, and that's not cool because you starting off on the wrong foot right there. So as a young lady, Miss Danny, so graciously said, hurt people do hurt people, and
have endured throughout the years. And until you get into a loving relationship with yourself, you will never be in a loving relationship with anyone else. You will always hit failed relationships. And I think that a lot of women, I'm speaking upon women because I can't speak upon men, that a lot of women, they cover that up. And with pride, they don't want to admit that they are going through hurt and they're really the ones that are at fault because a lot of women, majority women that I've known, they have messed up with their relationships with certain issues and insecurities that they have with themselves.
So y'all heard it here first. Miss Danny, she just broke it down, in layman's terms. Hurt people. So we as people got to watch, the certain situations we involve ourselves in. You know, I can only speak for myself. Have I been hurt before in the past? Yes, I have. But I know as a person, I don't want to bring my negative vibe or my negative situation and what's going on with me into a whole nother clean situation. That's almost like, if you have clean dishes, but you put them in dirty water, are them dishes still clean or are they dirty? Just like in relationships, why would you want to bring your dirt into a relationship and dissolve somebody that's clean? So yes, I agree with you totally, Miss Danny. Hurt people. Uh, Mike, I definitely like your comment as well. As far as the aspect of belittling, because people belittle even if it's not in relationship status or two people that are supposed to be together as one. So I definitely like both of y'all comments when it said to that. What's going on, Miss Pam? How you doing, Mr. Dixon? Uh, if y'all would like to chime in on that, by all means. The question Miss Danny put out there herself, I will actually let her say it herself because her voice is so much better than mine.
I don't even remember what I put down now. I'll say honest. I'm not even looking at the screen.
She's shy, y'all. Don't this her first time. We gonna be doing this a lot, when it comes to relationships. But I think the question you put down something to the fact of um, uh, I want to say role reversals. Why are there so many role reversals inside of relationships in the time and the age that we live in now? So that was that question for that, and we're gonna move right along. I thank y'all for your comments, Miss Danny. You putting it down, even though she's being a little bit shy right now. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, now this is something that's a lot of people don't believe, but I'm gonna put it out there. The energy you put into the world will come back to you. I'll put that out to you. Any question for him? Danny, do you think the energy that you put out into the world will come back to you? If you put it,
Yes, of course.
can elaborate? Has that ever happened to you on any
It's
significant
supposed to
scale?
happen. It's supposed to happen like that. It happens like that on a day-to-day basis with everyone. It's the law of attraction. That's how it goes. It has to go like that. The energy that you put out is karma, or the energy, which mean the energy that you give back to yourself. I mean, we manifest something, everything, every day, every second. It just depends on what kind of energy that you're putting out. That you're gonna get it back, whether it's good energy or bad energy. That's just how the law of attraction goes.
Understandable. I'm gonna have to roll with you on that. Uh, I want for me it's not so much karma, but the energy that you do put out. Because if you put out good energy towards the world, you may not get it back when you want it back, but it
Everything is karma, good and bad karma. So karma is karma. That's just the word. It's just what you're gonna get back. The energy that you get back is the energy that you put out. good or bad karma, you're going to get it in return.
No taking. No, definitely taking. See what Mike has said for that. The energy you put into the world, will it come back? That's what we're talking about right now. Okay. The answer to that much is much bigger than we all know nowadays, and how we care to admit it. I agree with you on that, Mike. It is bigger. You know, um, accountability. Um, I definitely agree. I agree with what Danny has said as well, as far as the energy. Me, just not so much on the karma, just for me. Uh, I guess I tailored to use like a different word or different wordages on how things may go, because I can only in anything I do in life, even with this little podcast between myself and Miss Danny. We're gonna have to come up with a name for this, but in anything I do in life, I try to do it, whole soul. Hopefully, everything that I have done in life has been like that good, as Danny would say, karma, so that good can come back to me whenever it, comes into fruition. And I just hope for the best. Now, as far as the bad, I can't necessarily say I've done bad, but I will say I what I will say about the bad, I will. Mm, it may have been some hints here and there. Hopefully, I learn from my badness or my bad ways, so I won't get none of that bad energy, and hopefully, it'll carry us through. But in all statements, both parties, Mike and Danny, y'all have led the way. I know we got on early. It was a thought. I was like, hey, let's do a conversation piece. And my home girl from Kansas, or Kankakee, she was with it. Anytime you got a ride or die, female, um, that that will just, I ain't gonna say jump off the mountain, but jump off the mountain with you, and hopefully we both land in some water. That's the type of female Danny is. So I call her at the spirit of the moment. I was like, hey, what are you doing now? Let's do a podcast about some relative questions. And I just want to appreciate, thank her first and foremost, and coming online with us at such a short notice. I'm tongue tied and everything, but pretty much. Oh, we got another comment, Danny. Someone said it. Hold on, let me read that. Hold on one second. One second. We got one more. Well, hey Danny, this is some from that one question that you put out earlier about the role reversals. So somebody said to the fact of, let me go back. I wonder if they deleted it. I should be where I can see it. Excuse me. That they deleted that comment. But moving right along with hit songs, Um, like I said, we don't know the exact title of this show that's going to be, but it's going to be something. It'll be something with myself and Miss Danny from uh, Illinois. I ain't gonna say the city, but she's from out there in Illinois. I don't want nobody to, try to track her down. So she's from out there in Illinois. We were from Illinois, some parts of Illinois. So we're gonna go right along with the next question. Since we both got on so late. Here we go.
You'll know that she's checked out when she loosens that leash up on you all the way.
So if y'all can hear this, I'm gonna play this. So the comment was once a great woman checks out mentally, she's gone forever.
Oh yeah,
Can,
definitely.
can you expound on that for us, Miss Danny?
It's over with. What do you mean? What do you want me to elaborate on?
I'm just
It's
saying.
over with.
It's just like
There's no coming back. There's no coming back. It's over with. Once she's gone mentally, we've given all we've got. In the last, I mean, most, our number one thing is our mind. Like once we are gone emotionally, it's over with. There's no coming back. There's no talking to no cousins, no friends, no aunties, no uncles. That woman, she's done. She's fed up, and we can take in and if we endure for so long, for a long time, that's because we're naturally nurturers and lovers of the earth. Um, Once our mind and our feelings is gone up from a situation, it's over with. There's no need. I mean, what do you want me to elaborate on? It's over.
you did all of the elaborating and just what you didn't think you needed to say. So the question was, once a great woman checks out mentally, she's gone forever. Um, on a personal note, I'm trying to figure out, in my young years, I'm only like 40 something. In my young years, has that ever happened to me? Um, mm, I will say it has happened once. Um, checks out mentally that she's gone forever, but the mental checkout. Um, I want to say um, that it was all probably for the best, because I mean, when you're going through situations in relationships, or when you're going through different things in relationship, whether the whether you think the relationship is on point, your woman or maybe even your man may have some significance that you know that y'all don't see the same same, that I want to say see the same. You don't see things the same when it comes to when people check out, because you can be doing you in your mind. So in my mind, I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was doing everything right, and literally, it turned out I was doing what I thought was doing was right for us in the relationship. But if she check out, I mean, sometimes
So you
it
mean to tell me that? So you're telling me like not one time in your mind that you had this inkling of a thought that something is wrong.
I would say yes. I didn't. You know, this what I will say to this, Danny. It wasn't the inkling in my mind that I thought something was wrong, because here it is, um, uh, a brother uh, going to work, providing for the family, doing the necessary things that I have to do. But sometimes that mental, sometimes, and it's only some women. I ain't saying all women. Sometimes that mental stability within a woman is not predominantly or even all your fault, or that you did something that changed that woman's mind about what she dislikes to you. And when she check out, sometimes she check out for herself. I just say sometimes, I ain't saying all the time.
Okay,
But
so here's this first question that you asked. You asked, do we get what we put out? Do the universe reciprocate the same thing that we put out, the energy that we put out? Correct.
I did ask that. Yeah,
So you can only speak on the women that you dated.
yeah, that's what I said. Only for
You
myself.
know, no, I'm just saying why in general. You can only speak on women that you have dated. Um, how you feel about yourself is the same a woman, same thing that you're gonna attract. You're gonna attract that same woman. You're gonna attract that same woman that you same thing. And I tell a lot of people, whether you're going to fight, you're going to face the person that you're with involuntarily, or you're going to be made to. Either way, you're going to face that person before you leave this earth. You're going to face yourself before you leave this earth. So why not face it now? Why not do your self check, do your self love, love on yourself, and then prepare yourself to love someone else? Because the more you put that off, and the more you put your own self in a hole, the more women and more men to attract. You're gonna attract what you put out, the same that you put out, and you can feel like you are low. Deep down inside, our souls is our personal GPS. So we have that hunch of something is not right, and why we keep attracting these same seemingly same identical women, or with just a different face from the last relationship that we were in. You have to fix what's inside yourself first before you have the nerve to, or the audacity to ask for something better than what you are able to give to that person. You're asking for something that you're not giving yourself. How do you want this person to be like this and like that when you're not putting that into yourself? So the energy that you're giving out, that's what you're going to attract. So if you've given out a low bearing fruit attitude, like you're not worth it real deep down inside, but you're shadowing and you're putting a cover over yourself, like you want this person and you want that person, but you're just gonna attract what you're giving out. Your soul is giving out to the universe.
Hey, Mike, did you hear what the young lady was saying?
Yes, sir. I heard him.
So what's your speaking piece?
I gotta disagree with you on that one, and here's the reason why. And just like my big brother right here, congratulations on your podcast, first of all. Miss Danny, also for you jumping in and y'all doing y'all thing together. Let's clear that. But the reason why I disagree with that is because just like my brother, as far as what a husband is and a man is supposed to do, I was doing these things, working long hours before and coming home taking care of my family. Before my head touched my pillow, I made sure I spent as much time with my children and with my wife before I closed my eyes before that night. For that night. And here was the issue. When the person you with won't communicate, it's an issue. Because it's something I pride myself on doing. I learned this from my father. I do this with my work world. I go to my supervisors and say, okay, after a certain amount of time, I go do an evaluation of myself before they get to do a company evaluation. So I express the situations with myself. What am I doing? How am I doing with this? How can I do better? And I did the same thing in my marriage. But the person I was with would not communicate. And then when she finally decided to communicate about things, oh, it all blew up. It was an argument. It was an extravagant, blowout. All because instead of talking to me, as you know you should have, when I was asking you and noticing things were wrong, you just bottled it all in. So, in the sense with that happening, we split. And she gave, and I'm just gonna flat out say it, she gave up a great man because I followed the rules of the examples of, first of all, God and His Son, and then the best man to ever walk the planet next to Jesus, my father. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to work hard. He taught me how to take care of a family. So when her just decided she didn't want to do it, she didn't want to do what I needed for her to do as my wife, which is what she agreed to do. She decided not to do that. So she checked that on her own. That had nothing to do with me. Now, of course, both of us are imperfect. We got two different personalities. But when you dealing with somebody for so long and you make that step to become one, but you choose not to do your part, that's on you. You can't hold the person you with accountable for that because that's not his fault or her fault, whichever way the dice roll in the situation. But you can't expect that one person to do and take care of what you need, but not take care of what that person needs. So with the whole energy you put out gonna come back to you the way you put it out, nah, that ain't true. because I put out nothing but great energy. And the reason, hold on, wait, let me finish. I put out nothing. I try my best to put out nothing but good.
Hold on.
I try. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The moment that you allow this woman to communicate to you on a certain level, that's what you allow. We get so caught up in what we're supposed to do. There's no textbook in how you're supposed to go and dating at all. But the moment you allow somebody to do that, that means you have to do a self-check within yourself, because why are you allowing such beneath you energy for you to feel like this person is not respecting you? Why would you receive that anyway? And if you say that you a man is God and he's close to God, you think God is going to aim you in the position and put you in a position to where you are with someone that's not going to respect you on the level to communicate with you? God will not do that. First of all, man is close to God, so therefore we are a part of God. So we are co-creators of our own reality. The moment that you have second guessing of any sort in your mind, that's what you will manifest. That's a known fact. The same thing that is written in the Bible is the same thing that is written in 48 Laws of Power, Serendipity, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Secret, Think and Grow Rich. These are all words are from the Bible. If you put those words into concept of anything, whichever book you read, it's going to tell you the same energy you put out and however you feel about yourself, you're going to get that same thing. So whatever you attract, that's what you are. If you will attract this woman, that means if you attract this woman that you are not able to communicate with, that means somewhere else down the line, whether it be your mother, your sister, your brother, or whatever, you were not able to communicate with them in that same form.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm gonna just on that again, because my mother, my father, we had no problem communicating on anything. We could talk about the fact we could talk about the stars in the heavens to the speck of dirt on the ground. We held. Oh, no. Let me finish.
I'm just saying I'm just
I
giving you
let
a
me
general aspect of different people and saying that even whatever you receive, that's what you feel that you're worth. If you're receiving that you think that you married this woman that you may not be equally yoked with. Because if you were equally yoked with this woman, you will not have trouble with properly communicating. If you came to this woman the first time and y'all talked it out and you came to a mutual agreement of how you think that you're supposed to be respected when you communicate with someone, and then you have to go to the same table and discuss this same thing over and over again, y'all are too unequally yoked. This person does not care about your feelings, and you cannot care too much about your feelings about you for yourself, because you're allowing and you're continuing to allow this to happen in your life. If you love yourself like you say you love yourself, there will be no room for error. You're not going to allow a person to, after that first time that you talk to them about how they should communicate with you, you already know what you deserve. You already know what you worth. That person should already see that. Actions speak louder than words. If this person is not respecting you on a communicational level, that person is not respecting you. That means if you continue to accept that behavior, you're not respecting yourself.
Okay, so now I'm gonna finish my statement before I was cut off. But I agree with you on the whole respect situation. And as I said before, as I said before, this was not something that was shown in the beginning, in the dating situation, in like the first year of the marriage. This was not being shown. This happened after a series of events that had us do other things that were not bad. It were things to make us better, and we had to make a move. But that's neither here nor there right now. But for you to say that this person you were unevenly yoked with, that's not true, because you don't know that when you say I do until this person changes. It shows
yes,
something.
Yes, we do.
Stop.
Yes, we
Let
do.
me
Yes,
finish.
As much as you want to do this to validate, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, and I tell a lot of people this. As many times and as much as we want to say we don't know this, we do. you ever heard a person say, "Man, I should have just went with my first mind"? That our spiritual, our GPS, our personal GPS is our soul. These people, just because we fall infatuated with how they look, how they walk, how they talk, that we overlooked at the red flags that they have already given us subliminally. So when we get deeper and deeper and get deeper, because there's something that attracted us to them to make us overlook some of those flags that was so broadly shown to us. We know. We just decide to go the other way. That's why we are at free will. We got attracted to this person for some reason or another. But I guarantee you it's not on what you intended for it to be when you first met this person. Everybody has went through it. Even I have went through it. I have gone through it. So that's why I can stand here today in my truth, transparently, and say, yes, there's many a times that I have gotten in situations that I overlooked the red flag. I have married a guy and I overlooked the red flags. I saw many, many red flags. And then now we want to point blame on this person. Well, this person was like this. Well, this person was like this. No, you overlooked those red flags, and now you need to point the finger at yourself because you're this person and you're that person because you did not recognize it in the beginning. We all, no matter how much we don't want to admit it, we all, but you have to go through your own self. You have to face your own self. We all see that those red flags. We choose as free willing human beings to look over it and still put ourselves in a situation. And now we're back pointing blame at the other person when the blame should be pointed against ourselves because we put ourselves in certain situations that we know very well that we didn't have to get into it, but because of the temptation and the feeling that we did get, when we first date somebody, of course we in a honeymoon stage. It's exciting. We don't look at those type of things. That we say with a clear conscious mind, we want this person to be like this, we want this person to be like that. But when we come into a person where it's physically curing our curiosity, intriguing us in the most craziest way, we look over those red flags. It's a known fact.
Can I speak now?
We all look over those red flags.
Go ahead, Mike. Speak your piece, bro.
So, as I stated, well, I didn't get a chance to say it, but when you speak on the whole, red flags and ignoring because of physical, no, no. And I'm speaking on myself. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm speaking for me. I didn't ignore anything because they were not there. Yes, the physical part of her attracted me, but me and her had conversations about the situations, and it wasn't that situation for me. I dated this woman for a year before I even held her hand. So the physical situation was not an issue for me, not at all. I was more in love with this woman's mind, her drive, her skills, but the things that I knew she could do, and I made sure that I upbuilt her. And I made sure I, show her the better of what she told me she had before me. So to tell me that I ignore red flags and now I need to look at myself is irrelevant. And the reason being is it's like I said with my job situation. I spoke with this woman numerous times. Hey, sweetheart, what do you think I need to improve? What do you think I need to do better? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that.
I would never.
Okay. Well, and did you say?
I
But
would never.
hold on. Wait.
I
Back
would
up. Back
never
up.
ask
Did you?
another person how to critique my own self because I'm my own person and what that other person. I'm just like that. And I'm sorry if it may sound like I'm like going against what you said, but to correct you about me saying that you were solely, I just said that in general. There's a lot of things that a lot of people we see red flags, whether we want to admit it or not, because we're still stuck on this person. We thinking that this person hurt us. Oh, it's another person that hurt us. No. We are sabotaging our own selves. Once we get out of that whole self sabotage, because we do that, we self sabotage ourselves. We try to point blame on others when the blame is within ourselves. I don't care how many times you feel like he was not communicating or anything else like that. You are a free will to stay and you are a free will to walk away. I don't care nothing about you being being married, that has nothing to do with it. Your happiness, your real you, who you are is what matters. If you overlook yourself and continue to be in a situation what's seeming to be toxic, you caused it every single moment of heartache on yourself.
Let me ask you a question. When you're in a marriage, what is the reason there is for a divorce? What's the reason for that? Because there's only one. I want to know if you know that.
You said, what is the reason for divorce?
Yes. What's the only reason for a divorce?
You're asking me, and I'm a free spirit. I'm gonna give you my opinion of what I would divorce a person for if we're just not compatible anymore. I will not put
That's the thing. Your opinion is not what matters. The creation of a marriage, God all marriage, what matters. Your opinion is not what matters, sweetheart. You can't just walk away from a marriage. You cannot just walk away. You cannot just walk away from a marriage. Oh, because it's not working for you.
Yes, you
That's
can.
no, you cannot. That is not how it works.
Yes, you can. My happiness and me means the most to anything. I will walk away. If I'm not happy, I'm walking away. Because at the end of the day, I only get one chance at this life. And I'm not going to let nobody ruin my time because time is all we have. You can't go back and get that. Yes, you can. I don't care if you marry in front of Jesus Christ himself. I'm leaving if I'm not happy.
Then you don't understand the creation of a marriage, and you're not gonna follow it because you're thinking about yourself and yourself only.
Apparently, you don't know what the whole thing of marriage is, because if you're going through a toxic marriage and that you got to keep going through the same thing over and over again, but yet you subject yourself to that, then you don't know what it is. And first of all, forget marriage at this point. Forget marriage. Do you not know how many people? Forget marriage at this point. Do you know how many people commit suicide? Do you know how many people that kill other people because of cheating? Do you know how many other people that are unhappy in their marriages don't know how to leave? Forget marriage. Forget marriage. My life is dependent on this. I don't care nothing about no man. I love you enough to let you go. I'm not to stay in no situation where I'm not happy at. Period. I don't care nothing about what understanding the person have of marriage. I don't care nothing about that because I love myself, and that's the reason why we're having a conversation. Apparently, you're not knowing exactly what true love is. True love is loving yourself, and the way you love yourself will attract the person that's for you, that's gonna love you just like you love yourself.
That's
just
where you're
because
wrong.
You married them don't mean that they're yours.
Love is not loving yourself. True love is putting others before you. That's true love.
True love is loving yourself, love, because you'll never know what true love. You'll never know what love is if you don't love yourself. How you gonna put a definition on what true love is if you don't know how true love feels?
Oh, I know how true love feels.
You gotta know how it feels first before you can give it.
Oh, I know how it feels. Please believe it. I don't have a reason to speak on something that I don't know. In the 40 years I've been on this planet, I've never spoken something I don't know.
Well, in 42 years of me being on this earth, I know exactly what I'm talking about now, and I can tell you, baby, that I never loved myself for a long time until I got the chance to have a spiritual awakening and know what real love is. The moment that I felt real love was the moment I stopped taking anything from anybody, and that goes for relationship, friendship, acquaintances or not. I love myself enough to not have any old thing come and make me feel uncomfortable or unloved. I love myself, and I got a real taste of love. And I'm not going to sit here and have no pity party and blame the other person for not loving me the right way if I don't know what real love is. I have to first love myself, and then I'll know what real love is. How can I tell you what real love is if I'm loving somebody else and I don't even know what it feels like to love myself?
First of all, you can't tell me what real love is. You tell me you walk out of a marriage just as it ain't working. So you can't tell me you know what real love is. So that's dead. You can let that go, man. What I said, as I said before I was rudely interrupted again. Like I said, as I was rudely interrupted again. And since you don't want to act like you know, I'll give it to you. The only reason The only reason there is for a divorce is for either one of you to cheat. That's the only reason there is for a divorce. That's the only scriptural,
And you
God
going
given
by a
reason
Bible
for
that was
divorce.
changed. That
I
word
ain't trying
was
to hear.
changed several times, my love.
I'm
You going
sorry.
by a word by a Bible that was changed several times. That was
How do you
used to
know?
our
How do
ancestors
you
as a
know?
front tactic. Are
You
you
know
kidding
that the
me?
Bible was
You're
changed.
using you're calling yourself you're telling yourself you're trying to verbatimly speak something out of the Bible that was rewritten so many times that was used
How do
against our
you know?
ancestors for a
How
fight, for a
do
fear
you know?
tactic. You cannot
How
begin to
do
do
you
that with
know
me, not
that?
at all.
Were you there when it was rewritten? Explain that to me.
Were
Were you there?
you?
Because if
Were
you were
you
not
there? Were
there
you
to see
there?
it be,
Were you there
you're
enough
going
to
off hearsay.
verbatimly? Were you there to verbatimly recite
If you were not there to see it be rewritten, you are going off hearsay.
Okay.
Look, Bob, I'm not going to argue with you,
Mike,
and I
Mike,
have.
check, Mike, check. We're gonna call a foul on the play. You both have some great ways of thinking when it comes to that energy comment. Um, uh, Mike,
What's up, bro?
I know you've been through it with your lady, with the wifey, and
Mhm.
Danny. Clearly I know you've been through situations in your own right. So there are some. You both have avid points. I can understand Danny's side of thinking, as well as Mike side of thinking when it comes to relationships, because honestly, um, the part Danny was mentioning in having love for self and not um, willing to put up with the toxicity of a bad relationship and or marriage, because I'm not saying they one and the same, but they revolve around people,
Right.
a person that you was dating or a person that you was married to. So I can see how her thinking can be that way, because at the end of the day, who wants to be with somebody in a toxic relationship and or
Correct.
marriage? I can see that, but I
I
can
see that.
also see it on your side as well. Uh, uh,
But see, big
being
bro,
a
this is what I'm trying to get to. I understand. I see you. I understand what you're saying
no
about
no.
being a.
Let,
Nobody.
me- let, let me finish
Hold
this
on.
one more statement about what I was saying about your part. But Mike, I see it on your end as well. You was a brother. You did it all. You took care of your family. You check in with your wife, because we sometimes we need to have that capability or that conversation or that compatibility of comprehension and knowing what we doing in our family is the right way. So I see that part. I definitely can feel that. Me of being a husband at one point in time, I can see that when you try to direct your steps in the way you should walk, and you try to follow the role of our master and father Jesus Christ and Jehovah God. I can see that. I see that as well. But I can also see the comment Danny was making. Not sad with either, but I could see how that, you know, why would a person stay uh, so many times after so many uh, false hopes? Well, being coming and this coming from a brother. That,
Excuse me. I was coughing. Sorry about that.
um, exactly. I know stress will kill you.
Man, look. Bottom line is all the unnecessary stuff can be avoided if people would just communicate.
Yeah, communication is key. I agree. That's one of that's
I'm going to the bathroom real quick, bro. I'll be right back.
all right. Yeah, I understand that, day.
weakness to a woman. Don't no woman want no weak man that's always worried about how they. You put. We messed up in a lot of situations by putting too much expectations and too many emotions. The whole thing is a cat and mouse game. Who like who more? In any relationship, a marriage, relationship, friendship, somebody is gonna outlike the other. It's a battle of the sexes. Who's gonna win? And once a woman finds that a man is more weaker than her in any type of effort, in any type of conversation, when he's more concerned about communicating or anything like that, that's a weak point with you. That's a weak point. She's gonna ride that out. She's gonna do it because why? She has the power now. You're gonna let her get the power by constantly wanting to talk to her. You let it go and go on like it don't bother you. You watch how that woman run behind you. That's the same way how I go with men. But when it's being done to a man, now it's a problem. But when a man is doing it to a woman, it's not a big problem.
First of all, I never did this to my wife because I'm a man. That's what little boys do. Let's get that straight. That's what you do. You deal with boys. I'm a grown man.
If you are like you say you are, you don't have to describe it. I would have known right off bat how to talk to you and how to.
You know nothing.
I don't
you know
hear
nothing.
No man on no phone, and I'm just betting that's how your wife was feeling.
You know nothing.
I can hear the self-confidence and the lack of self-esteem in your voice, baby. I can hear that.
All you hear is
a lot of self-esteem. Because if you did, not no real man, you sound so tense on the phone. You sound very tense.
Sweetheart, all you hear is my disdain for all anger and yelling that you're doing.
When I first heard you, you know how I felt, how I know that you're so bitter? Because how you responded to me since I was so rudely interrupted. You didn't have to say that, baby. When you at peace, you ain't got to do all that. Because
you're rude and interrupting people.
You don't have to do all that.
Conversation, if one person talking, then the other.
You don't battle with nobody
that's rude. I'm sorry. That's rude. A conversation goes both ways. Not one timing when the other one doesn't. No, you're rude. Plain and simple. It's plain and simple. A conversation goes both ways. One person talks, the other listens, then the other responds, and the other listens. You don't know how to do that. That's rude. Then you're yelling at the top of your lungs because you're angry. You're rude. Plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You know nothing about me. Try to say how you feel about me when you hear me being tense. I don't even know what you're talking about. I am nowhere near angry or anything or tense. It's just when people like you who feel like they're entitled to care about no one but themselves, yeah, that don't work.
This has been a great start to the first the first podcast. A great start. You know, it's some good energy out there. You know, we gonna try to get on every now and again and come to it and try to have some great shows. And I bid you a good evening, my brother, and we'll take it from there. But I'll give you a call a little bit later.
No doubt. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, what up, bro?
Bro, your girl, wow, fam. I'm like, are you serious? You're like, I understood her point, but I'm like,